Florida's opioid crisis has filled our jails, ambulances, and rehab facilities with adults suffering from addiction.
But in our hospitals, addiction is gripping even tinier victims, babies born dependent on the same drugs that plague their mothers. ABC 7's Adam Cellini shows us the staggering number of infants who are born addicted.
For 7 years, Jessica Barnes struggled with addiction. Prescription pill abuse lost her custody of all 6 of her children, but her youngest son, Peyton, was the only one taken away in the delivery room.
I delivered him. They actually had to take him as an emergency C-section, so he went right from, delivery to the NICU unit.
Peyton was in the NICU, or neonatal intensive care unit, because he was withdrawing from the drugs Jessica used during her pregnancy.
I noticed that a lot of the, nurses at the time I felt, were upset with me, but I realize now they were just really looking out for my son.
It's a condition known as neonatal abstinence syndrome, or NAS. It can only be diagnosed after a birth and is turning infants into the tiniest victims of Florida's opioid epidemic. According to the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration, 2,487 babies were born with NAS in 2015, nearly 5 times more than the amount in 2007. The percentage of NAS births in Sarasota and Manatee counties were also 3rd and 4th highest in the state.
It's a very challenging situation in our unit because these are not always babies that come and go very quickly.
Heather Graber is the clinical manager of the NICU at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Her team of nurses help newborns detox from months of drug dependency.
They can be having issues with scratching themselves or getting so upset and vomiting just because of the withdrawal process.
High-pitched screaming and restlessness are other signs a baby is dealing with addiction. Nurses and volunteers take turns cuddling the babies to help ease their discomfort. And twice a day, an interdisciplinary team of doctors, pharmacists, social service workers, and others meet to discuss each infant's condition. But what's most important for Graber is that the mothers get involved as well.
When we care for the baby, we also care a lot for the parent as well, because they do have a guilt process that does happen throughout our stay.
Pregnant women are unique in that you can really change their lives because they're motivated.
Dr. Stephanie Hedstrom does prenatal checkups once a month for the health department. She also leads a weekly support group for pregnant, addicted women.
They're not bad people. They just have a bad disease, and they need support, they need compassion, they need caring, and they need help.
Child Protective Services will still open a case when a baby is born with NAS, which is why Barnes had to wait 10 months to hold her son for the first time.
And the first time I held him, I had a lot of feelings, feeling like I wasn't worth, being a mom, but at the same time, I wanted to be his mom.
She and her husband entered rehab and finally turned the tables on addiction. A judge granted them custody of Peyton after 14 months, who's now grown into a healthy 9-year-old boy.
It's hard work, it's hard work, but it's so worth it in the end.
Today she uses her story to inspire others in the same program that once helped her, constantly reminded that a life she once put in jeopardy ended up saving her own. In Sarasota, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.